Hello FlipNoise users. In this video we're going to look at setting up split keyboard with different sounds, setting up a multi-sample patch. With some sample CDs you can buy sounds that are already sampled from instruments. And I can put these sounds on a sampler keyboard, split them onto different parts of the keyboard on different zones. With this, if you notice, when you get this A1, C1, C2, put the notes on there, it's quite handy. You could also record these, so you could record an instrument yourself and do different velocity layers. And if you remember to type the pitch in of whichever note you're playing on whichever instrument you're sampling, you can set it up quite easily. So we'll just go through that. We'll go through setting it up. We'll load a new song on Logic and we'll create a EXS24 sampler, and we'll do it stereo there. We'll create that and make it large. So the first thing we want to do, just test the sound, make sure that's working, and we're going to edit window of the sampler, and we're going to just drop the samples in here. A couple of ways you can do that. You can go over to the media library and you can go to all files, select your computer, and go onto whichever we want Macintosh, and we'll go on to the user and Nick's Mac and desktop, where those sounds were on my desktop. If you want to audition them, you can click on the audition and you can hear the sounds on here. And then you can grab them and drop them in, or you can go over to the zone and you can go over to load multi-samples, and we're going to look for them here. So in this case they are SH101, so all these A1, C1, C2, it's an old Roland synth that's been sampled. I'm going to add those, and then we're going to click done there, and it will ask me are they drums, in which case I'll put them on single notes, or do I want to put them on automap by reading the root key from the audio file. And we're going to click on there, and you can see the A1 is clicked on A1, C1, C1, C2, C2, F1, F1, F2, F2. And you can see these zones are built here. So you can see that one, for example, that one's gone right to the end. And as I click on them here, you can see the different zones at the bottom. Notice the key range, say for A1, this one, it's only from G sharp 1 to A sharp 1, okay, and the original root key is A1 there. And if you listen to that, so you've got different sounds, you've probably got more resonance on that one, and you can get, so all these all the way to the end, so it's all in the right pitch, and that's really good. You can do various things. If we view all, you can fine tune all of them. You can do the start and the end if they're slightly out, crossfade if you needed to, but on this we're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm just going to save it as the SH101. I'll call that version 1, and I'm going to save that, and that's my, don't need to play that. That's my keyboard, and you can do the various things. You can filter it as well, so we could put some low pass filter on, and we could do the cutoff velocity, so it's, let's put a lot on so we can hear the low pass. like that. I'll probably want a little bit of velocity on there. And you could also, if we want to put a little click at the beginning just to emphasize the transient a little bit, you could also put some modulation by changing the pitch, maybe envelope 2. So let's not go via anything. Let's switch that off. We're on envelope 1, sorry, my mistake. We put that on the envelope 2, which is the shape of the sound. So now we've got a little bit of click on there just to emphasize the transient. A little bit too much. Take it off a little bit. And your amp envelope works exactly the same, so if you wanted a slow attack on it, you could still do that. And that is it for setting up your zones and your notes on the right pitch key. And one thing you need to do once you've saved the samples, you'd probably want to save the actual instrument as well, the parameters on the front, the filter and the modulation. Again, you could call that it's a Roland 101. SH101 would be the right name for it. And that is it. Then when you go to load it, you can load it straight from here. Your presets will come up here and your samples just here. So you could also use those samples and create a different synthesizer for that, maybe with not so much click on it, or maybe with, you might want to add to the pitch, you might want to put an LFO, some modulation on that. So let's just put that on there, and we'll put some volume on that, and we'll delay it before it happens. Maybe not so much. And that is your multi-sample instrument.